Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video we're taking the new Kazuki ODEN into Heavenly Demon 2. Now, unlike the Kinemon and Denjiro run that you guys might have seen previously on the channel, the team is a little bit different. Now, I didn't manage to put this like as a no-stall team. I was sort of just having fun with the new ODEN. Now, I did want to do the same thing as I did with Kinemon and Denjiro, and I wanted to avoid using Bath Time Carrot. Bath Time Carrot just makes this like so easy, but I also didn't want to bring anyone to remove defense up. So, what I did do, I did sort of tinkle with some supports, and I did bring some supports to get around all the defense up, and this is what I came up with. So, if you do enjoy the video, if you do enjoy the new Kazuki ODEN, let me know what you think about the character in the comment section below, and while you're down there, don't forget to belt the like button for me. If you are new, hit the big red subscribe button. If you haven't done so already, YouTube's telling me 55 to 60% of you guys aren't subscribed. So what are you doing? Hit the subscribe button. It's good OPTC content. Like I said, enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright, here we go. Kazuki ODEN V2. So this is the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive on in. Now, an actual replaceable support for this team is like, if you guys don't have Mihawk and you have that support Ace, you can actually use the support Ace as well. That'll work absolutely fine. But as you guys will see there, we did have Alvida. We had the free-to-play, what's his name? EGOgotic, and then we had Mihawk, or you can use Ace as the support on Whitebeard and Roger. So it actually works out really nicely here. Unfortunately, like I said, unlike the Denjiro and Kinemon run, this is not a no-stall team. ODEN just doesn't have the sort of kit that's built for this content like Kinemon and Denjiro have. ODEN's kit is built around color affinity, which obviously you can't use on the final stage. So ODEN's kind of like useless until that point. And he's only an attack booster if you have a color affinity buff. Having a color affinity buff is like nowhere near as easy to like attain unless you're bringing something like Ace Sabo. I do think Ace Sabo is going to be a very nice sub for ODEN teams because he does have access to that free spirit class. Now, I couldn't find a way to slide him in on the team just because I was relying on so many defense removing supports and not a defense removing unit that I actually had to include Vivi Rebecca in this team. If you guys have any other ideas on like how to get around like the damage reduction, and then there's the chain lock, and then like you could easily do it if you run poison sockets, but like if you're running poison sockets on Doffy 2, you're doing it wrong. I'm sorry, like it's just as simple as that. If you have poison sockets, you don't need the Shiryu support, and that way like you can replace Luffy with Ace Sabo, and then like you will be in good stead then. But I didn't want to run poison sockets. Like I can't stand running poison sockets. Like it's just, I would much rather bring a support to remove it. Or bring a character that can get around it, right? So, as you guys saw there, we did have to store one turn for the bind on the Monet stage, unlike the Kinemon and Denjiro stage. But Kinemon and Denjiro, like, if you bring them as a friend captain, like, that's another option here. Then you don't have to bring Vivi Rebecca, because then you can replace them with, like, I don't know, another, like, inch unit, or even, like, just, like, put Boa on Luffy, and then bring a Sabo anyway, and it'll all work hunky-dory. This team's quite finicky, but still manages to get it done, and like I said, the fun thing about this particular team is that we can actually get around all the defense up, as you guys saw there, with ODEN utilizing his special to get the Hero Guru support to get around the defense on the what's it called stage, on the Virgo stage. And as you guys will see, you do get 3 turns of an extra buff. So it is a new mechanic that they have introduced with ODEN, as well as like Kinemon and Denjiro. You see that plus there. What it does is every time that we switch with Whitebeard and Roger, or our slashes and our free spirit characters get an attack or an orb buff, it actually increases it by 0.25. So every time we switch, oh my god, this special, by the way, blows my mind. It actually like gives me such like crazy Corazon vibes. I don't know how I feel about the end where it's like ODEN is not ODEN. I am ODEN and I was born to boil. I don't really remember that from the anime, but like I definitely remember the part where he's like ODEN is not ODEN unless boiled. I remember that. Like, I remember that part. But I like this special, man. It's so pretty. Like it is so pretty. It gives me Corazon vibes. It gives me Pedro vibes. Just look at him. This is an absolute mountain of a myth, a legend that is Kazuki ODEN. Absolute madman. This part, and I was born to boil. Like I love it, but like I just don't remember it. You know. But look, let me know in the comment section below if you guys remember that particular stage. As you guys will see there, when we use the ODEN special, we do get the color affinity buff, but we also just like get access to that extra plus buff for 3 turns. And what that means is whenever we switch with our Whitebeard and Roger, as you guys see there, we're actually getting a 1.75 attack and orb boost every single time we switch with them. Absolutely busted. On this stage, though, we actually use the special of Shanks and Buggy. Shanks and Buggy have the support of Alvida that can get around the defense up, And then they have a higher attack boost. So we're getting like a 2.25 times attack boost to our slashes and our strikers there. They also give us a color, like all of the strength, dex, and quick orbs beneficial to strikers and slashes, which means we can actually get around the dex being negative on this stage and actually make them beneficial to our team, which is like really, really nice touch for this stage. This particular stage is actually quite annoying, and this team just does it so damn well. Thanks to Shanks and Buggy. Shanks and Buggy also having the Albedo support gets around defense up, and they can remove 1 turn of paralysis with their sailor ability. So, shout out to my boys, Shanks and Buggy. I love that unit. Obviously, I'm biased because it's got a Shanks in it, but because it's Buggy there too, you actually have a lot of good supports with Buggy. Buggy has an array of very, very good support, so it's really, really nice to see. With Vivi and Rebecca on this stage, we do need them to get around the damage reduction. Their switch ability is great for the Pika stage. That way you don't get the 99 turns of chain lock. I did try it without, like by copying the 99 turns of chain lock, but unfortunately it just wasn't meant to be. But on this stage against Gladius, Senior Pink, and Mark Weiss, we are going to have to stall here. Unfortunately, with this team, like, the concept of this team was to not bring Bath Time Carrot and get around the defensive effects without bringing a defense up remover. So unfortunately, like, a lot of our support slots were taken up. Obviously, 3 of them needed to be because we weren't bringing Bath Time Carrot. But that means we have to stall on this particular stage against Gladius, which is fine because that way we can get our Luffy special back. As soon as Luffy hits on the 3 turns, you can actually move on. Like, you can actually move on right, like, before he says, I'll clean this up. But if you don't have Luffy Limit Break expanded for whatever reason, then you're going to be stuck. On this stage, you do want to make sure you switch into Vivi. Very important that you do that, so not only you have color affinity, but then you switch into Rebecca on this stage. You do need to make sure that you are Rebecca on the final stage, so then that way the kid support will actually trigger. If you don't have kid support trigger, you will be in for a bad time. And if you don't have kid support triggering, you're not going to be able to use the Whitebeard special. Whitebeard and Roger, I should say. So just be mindful of that when you are switching with your characters. The switches here, it's sort of like, it's kind of finicky from here. You want to make sure that you're switching into Whitebeard, and you want to make sure you are Rebecca when you move into this final stage. Otherwise, you are going to be stuck. But basically, once you hit the final stage, you can use Luffy to get around the block orbs, remove the rest of the special bind. He gives us an attack buff as well, which is really, really nice. We're then going to switch with Whitebeard and Roger. Whitebeard and Roger are going to give us an orb boost, then pop their special to get a 3 times orb boost. And thanks to the support of Mihawk here, we actually set the defense to 0 on the final stage anyway. If you have Ace, like I said, you could use Ace, but if, like, you have poison sockets, you can, like, put Sub or Ace on the team. There's a lot of things you can do with this team, but, like, I just wanted to sort of, like, get around the color affinity, wanted to get around this, the chain lock, the poison, all that sort of stuff as well. You can use the super classes throughout the run as well. You don't really need it, per se, because you're switching with, Vivi and Rebecca. I really didn't want to bring Vivi and Rebecca, but I kind of got to the point where I was, like, forced to use them. As like I said, the concept of this particular video was just to bring defense up, removing supports, and sort of maximize that. Make it a little bit more fun when it comes to running Doffy 2, and make it a little bit more different. And if you guys enjoy the difference, if you guys like this sort of stuff, let me know in the comment section below. And let me know by smashing the like button as well. If you are new to the channel, you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button. But most importantly, guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Later!